Hey, what's up, guys? This is TBone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. We're back again doing more of the regions guide, and this time we're on to Fawnleaf Woods, which is the 6th region in the campaign, so you're halfway there. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the map as usual, and this is where we're going to be starting. We're going to be starting on the bottom left tile, and you'll see that you have another choice again in the very beginning. You can either go left or go right. If you want to get through the map, you have to go to the left. That's the only path that is clear. And you're going to go up, and then you will unlock Rift. So Rift is going to be a feature that you'll be able to unlock in Fawnleaf Woods. And then as you go to the final battle, this is also where you're going to unlock your dragon, the Emerald Dragon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and take a look at the levels, but just like the previous videos, we're also going to take a look at the mini boss, because the mini bosses are going to give you a little bit of trouble compared to the final boss here. And so we're going to take a look at the boss here, and that's going to be the Owl Bear. There's going to be two of them. One is a green bear, and then the other is going to be a purple one. And so the skill of these owl bears is that they will deal damage to a single enemy, and it will have a 100% chance to inflict stun. So stun will cause you to not attack on your turn, and so effectively what happens is they could easily stun all of your team, and then they could just continue to keep attacking you until they eventually wear you down and defeat you. And so if one of your units ends up getting defeated, then you will not get your 3 stars. So we're going to go in, and I'm going to use the team that I'm going to showcase here, where with three units, you should be able to get 3-star pretty easily. And again, I'll talk about these units here, and I'll talk about why I bring them along. So I bring in a red unit here because we do have some green enemies to deal with. So Bjorn, he will grant immunity. So when we deal with, when we have to deal with stun, one of the more effective spells or skills is going to be immunity, because immunity will ensure that you don't get hit by stun at all. So if you can cast it, then it's not going to be an issue for you. So Bjorn will grant immunity to one ally for 3 turns, and he will also increase the defense to the ally to for 3 turns as well. And so, because it's a fire unit, it also deals additional damage against the green bosses. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to sort of stack on the immunity. So I also brought in Richard, which is a purple unit, and what he will do is he'll restore health and also grants immunity to all allies. So he's very useful. His skill is extremely useful here, and he also takes less damage. And so you can stack up with the defense on him, which makes him very tanky in this situation. Now, because this is going up against a purple boss, you know, one thing I could have done is I could have brought in a yellow ally, but the thing is, the purple and the yellows, they kind of are strong against each other. And so in some situations, if you don't bring in a yellow hero that is strong enough, that has enough defense, you might end up getting hit, and you might end up dying earlier than you expect. And so I kind of brought in a purple one. Even though I have a little bit of a damage disadvantage, I think that this will help survivability a little bit better. And then Ursula, which I've showcased, is the one that uses bleed to take down the health of our enemies. So we're going to go ahead and do our gem matches as normal. So we're going to play out, and we're going to focus on taking down the green bosses that we can. And what we're going to do is we're also going to use Ursula's skills as much as we can. And then during this time, what we'll do is we'll also try to make sure that we can match dark gems also. And so unfortunately, we're going to just be able to match 1. But as long as we can get Richard's spell up, we should be fine. And if we needed to, we can always use potions to heal. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to be using the active skills to have immunity against the owl bear. And so what's happening here is, because I have a fire unit, I am actually strong against all of these earth units that are attacking me, so they can't deal that much damage to me. Same thing for the purple units that are attacking my richer unit here, because he is also purple. I'm also getting I'm also not going to be taking as much damage as if I brought in a yellow hero here. And so the first match could take just a little bit of time, but it should be okay. I'm surviving just fine. I do have a lot of debuffs set on me, and so what we're gonna do is we're just going to go ahead and use Ursula's skill to go ahead and take him out in the next turn using bleed. So this way I can just move on to the next wave. And so after this, what we'll do is we will let them die from the bleed. We'll move on, and then now we're going to focus on the owl bears. So you can see that my unit got stunned right here. And so this is what I was talking about. Like when you get stunned, you're going to lose the ability to attack for those 2 turns. And so during this time, what I'm doing, you can see, is I'm actually going to go ahead and heal some right now, and I'm just going to wait. As soon as Richard comes off of the stun, then I'm going to cast his ability. But you can see this is where it gets really, really tricky, because I keep getting hit by the owlbear, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast immunity onto Richard now. So the next turn, even if he gets hit again, even if they target him, it's not going to cause an issue. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing my attacks against the bear. And now what I'll do is I'm going to cast Richard's skill. So now we've got immunity. Now we are not worried about getting stunned anymore, and so we're going to start focusing fire on the owl bears. So you just need to make sure that you're also doing purple gem matches, so that you could keep up with. So you can see we're resisting here, so we are not getting hit by stun anymore. But we do need to make sure that we are keeping up with the dark purple gem matches. And just in case it doesn't happen sometimes, this is why having Bjorn here as a nice backup works, because then what you can do is you could then give Richard the immunity, and then he can then cast it constantly. All right, so now we are going to be fighting against the purple bear alone now. Not going to be an issue, because we are no longer worried about stun, and so we're just going to continue to attack. And this is where using Ursula helps out a lot, because the bleed damage is going to take care of the boss for you in a lot of situations. You don't even have to do anything; it will just die. All right, and so this is how you can take care of the bear quite easily and not have to worry about the bear. All right, so now let's take a quick look at we're going to take a look at the Emerald Dragon. So this is also where the level you're going to unlock the dragon. So this is going to be the Emerald Dragon, and his ability is heal. So he will heal all allies. And again, we're going to go in and we're going to go and attack. We'll go into attack mode here right away, and we're going to once again rely on Ursula as much as we can. And we're going to just go ahead and do our matches. Then we'll activate her skill, which should take out a majority of the wave after her spell. We just need to wait for the turns. And during this time, giving some buff to Richard, because they will focus fire on him, because he is at least not. Because what happens is they don't want to target fire units, because they know they're weak against them. So the AI tends to ignore the fire units and charges against Richard, especially if he's a little bit weaker compared to the other units. Okay, so what we'll do is we will continue to charge up on the fire on the red gems, because we do want to try and activate. We do want to try and activate Ursula as often as we can, but it looks like we're not going to be able to deal a ton of damage each time, because the red gems aren't quite easily available right now. And so we'll just go ahead and do this, and then we may not need to use Ursula's skill at this point. I think we can just go ahead and do our regular gem matches, and we can take out this this final unit here. So we should have no problem. So let's go ahead and do that. And then now we will be ready with the dragon. So with the dragon, you don't need to worry about stun. Okay, so you don't have to bring this in necessarily, but same unit can work, especially with you know, Ursula here with bleed. You should be able to deal a lot of damage, and with fire, one thing you could do differently is you could bring in a unit that prevents heal. Okay, and this will become a little bit easier if you were to unlock, for example, the Onyx Dragon in the future. So if you wanted to come back and you have that available, then what you could do is you could use the dragon to prevent the dragon from healing, because that's going to be his skill. He will heal for 15%, and so it is going to take a little bit longer to take him out. But I think if you continuously just add bleed on status on him, you're going to counteract that quite a bit, and so you'll still be able to deal good enough damage. So we're doing well right now. We're almost there. So we just need to do a couple more attacks, and we should be good to go. So the dragon will probably heal one more time, and then what we'll do is we will go ahead and use our old dragon, our ruby dragon, to give burn damage, and then we're going to do bleed damage as well. And then let's just go ahead and do our attack. So you can see here he's healing. He's going to heal constantly, but we're stacking on the bleed, and so he eventually succumbs to the damage. And so that is, this is one example of a team that you can use fairly easily against this level to obtain your Emerald Dragon. Again, like I said, if you don't want to use immunity for this level, which you don't have to, then I would recommend bringing in either something with additional bleeds to counteract the heal, or something like a heal block, right? But this team so far works just fine. So that's going to be it for me for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content. Let me know in the comment below what you liked and what you'd like to see more. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode. All right, take care, guys. See ya.